So what is evangelism anyway?
Well, it's defined many different ways. Typically, the word in Greek means the good news of Jesus Christ, but as far as how it's practically lived out, is a pretty big variety. But what I mean by evangelism in the things I've taught and written, evangelism is consistently loving another person unconditionally with the love of Jesus Christ, requiring nothing from them in return.
Hmm.
And that's my definition across these 45 years that I've come up with for the word evangelism, because sometimes we have evangelized, which means we've kind of gone out and reached out to people, but there's kind of this hidden agenda in the background. It's like, hey, we want to come and love on you guys and care about you and be your neighbor, um, and really want you to come to our church. Is what, but we don't talk about that. It's kind of over here somewhere. But this is the purity of sharing God's unconditional love and not requiring anything in doing that with others, because it's totally up to them how they respond to that unconditional love that we're sharing. And of course, we all share it in our unique ways.
Yeah, yeah. I got to share this. I just had a really cool thing happen right before we started our interview. I had a couple of minutes and I checked my Facebook account. So there's a guy that I met. He lives actually in another state, but I do jujitsu, so martial arts.
Yeah.
And he came down. He's a black belt from another school, but he came down and was participating in that. And so we met and we just kind of talked over the years. And maybe 2, 3 years ago, he contacted me and was asking me some questions. He wasn't a Christian, but he was asking me about different things, and that was fine. And so I just kind of I had no investment in it. He's not ever going to come to my church. He lives in a whole nother state, but I
Right.
talked with him. And then I just got on Facebook today and saw that he was baptized yesterday in
Wow.
a church. And I just thought, well, that's awesome. I'm so happy for him. But I think that was evangelism, even though I wasn't doing anything with him, just answering
Sure.
some questions that he had.
Sure.
Apparently, and that all started through doing jujitsu, trying to choke each other at a seminar like 4 years ago. So
Right. Well, and that's a great example, Chris, because in the Bible, Paul says some people sowed the seeds, some saw the seeds come up, some nourished the plants, and some were there to get the harvest. And so,
right,
there is no real need to expect any of us to be doing that complete cycle. It's a community of faith kind of thing, and it's also the love of God which reaches out to us in a prevenient way. We talk about prevenient grace, and we talk about how God is always wooing us and calling us to salvation and calling us into that personal saving relationship through Jesus Christ, and that goes on all the time. And so
right,
for us to have the honor and the privilege of being used to just have a little part of that, I don't think we can go into it anticipating, oh, well, I'm going to do this much, because
yeah,
it may be that much or it may be more than what we think. But I think you did that in good faith, and you did it with authentic caring, and that was part of that was part of what brought that to life.
right, right. And I think it works best when you kind of forget that you're doing it, right? You're just
Yeah.
being a friend or
Yeah.
whatever with someone. So